So we're back at it in Satisfactory, and we're actually in our our little let's play here. Yeah, so this is going to be very unscripted. I have a spreadsheet of what I want to do. You can see it here in front of me, or behind me, I guess. I've got a list together. I don't have a diagram, but I've got a list together of what I want to do today. And what I want to do is I want to try and convert over some of our steel production to motors. And yeah, motors are not a fun production setup because motors require, at least in where we are at right now in terms of technology unlocks, it requires rotors and stators. Rotors in the vanilla recipe require iron rods and screws. But we're not going to be using that today. We're actually going to be using a slightly different recipe. And then stators require steel pipe and wire. Now, the wire is going to be easy. We've got a ton of copper being trucked in from that little node we tapped by our steel setup. So, yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of a pain because it's just putting everything in, linking it together, and getting it to balance out. Yeah. So let me sweep this over and put that right here. All right, and where we're going to be putting this, we're going to convert our space elevator part production over here into motor production. Now, I guess I'll just note up front that I have done some things off camera. I've gotten a couple of hard drives, which didn't get me the rotor recipe I really wanted to work with for this, because it would just simplified it down to wire and pipe for the rotors and the stators, and then we'd be done with it. So, yeah, drop pods have not been helpful. So, now, we have gotten a couple of recipes that are going to be useful. Namely steel screws, but the other thing I did is that I added a bunch of power. So I added about 1,100 megawatts by putting some up in the Blue Crater Lakes up there, some coal power plants. So now we have a max capacity of 2,325 megawatts. I had to siphon off some power over there, like 200 something megawatts, just to run the setup, so the miner and the pumps and the water extractors and everything. But still, we've doubled our power, and we should be good for a while. This will give us a good chance to jump into oil tech in a few minutes, or in a little bit once we got the motor setup going. The other thing, the other reason why I wanted to focus on motors as opposed to other projects is simply because we're going to need the motors to build refineries when we unlock oil. Speaking of which, I believe we only have one last item in tier 4 to unlock, which is the hypertubes. Alright, got those, got that, and we got some encased beams. And launch!
Milestone reached. Fixit Incorporated has processed and incorporated frequent Pioneer requests for pipe-based personal transport. Introducing Hypertubes. Safe, aesthetic, adaptable, fun. Enjoy a view of your hard work as you soar through incredibly tight turns. Build them today. Note: Fixit Incorporated is not responsible for any harm caused by irresponsible use of this product.
Yes, hypertubes are safe for a certain value of safe. Now, with hypertubes unlocked, we'll come over here to the space elevator. The other thing I've been doing, as I've been going off and doing these little side projects, is I've been letting parts accumulate over in our little production setup here for the space elevator. And you can see, we're ready to launch into tiers 5 and 6. So we'll seal that baby. And send it. Alright, so you can see here that we've got a bunch of different parts now that are required for the space elevator, and we need to unlock these two. We've already got versatile frameworks, and I built up a buffer. Once the space elevator filled up before I launched it there, I'd been filling a storage container with versatile frameworks, so now it's just loading from that at a quick rate. The modular engine, the adaptive control unit, those are going to be making use of smart plates and auto wiring that we've hoarded up as well. So that will be stuff that we need to eventually craft in manufacturers and have fun with. But yeah, right now we can't do anything with those, so we just need to wait for this to fill up. And let's go and help this along a little bit. Yeah, you can see them heading in there. So we're just going to convert this over to a Mark III belt. Yeah, we have a ton of versatile frameworks. And whatever doesn't fill up from that storage, I'll just set up like a little manufacturer where we can hand dump in frameworks, or where we can hand dump in modular frames and steel beams, and it'll produce bespoke modular frameworks. Now, we have... So here's my thoughts about what we want to do. We have this guy right here producing stators for the auto wire, and we've got all this stuff producing cable and wire for our auto wire. But I don't know. I'm thinking what we want to do is we want to rip. We'll keep all these guys because we do need the constructors, and they're already hooked up to copper, so it just makes it easier. But the thing is, we're going to be converting some of these over to make copper sheets instead of wire. And I don't know if I want to keep that right there, because we're going to have to retool our layout here, because right now I've got two assemblers making versatile frameworks, and they're supported by 1, 2, 3, 4 constructors making steel pipe. But with the setup that I'm envisioning, we'll cut down one steel beam constructor, and on net add an additional constructor to make 3 constructors of steel pipe, and then that will just scale, or that will effectively use all of the stuff that we need, or produce all the stuff we need. Okay, I've got a clear enough inventory. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. We may end up expanding a little bit over here and reworking some of the belts. I'm not totally sure yet. And this project may stretch across a couple videos, or we may get started and I'll finish it off camera, or something. We'll figure this out. But yeah. Yeah. So let's see here. So the stator only requires 40 wire. Let me look here at my sheet. So let's see. I have down here that I need 4 wire constructors, and really we only need these 2 to feed the stator production. The other 2 are just going to be to make sure we use 100% of the ingots. So all right. Now, I will say, we've got a ton of auto wires stored up, so this is going to be great for when we need to make the adaptive control units. But for right now, I'm just going to start... That becomes a copper sheet. So let's see here. Copper sheets. Let's see. I need 3 copper sheet constructors. That's 1. That's copper sheets. And we'll just put that there. Put that there. I am really nervous about this because I don't want to mess this up. There we go. Copper sheets. And this is going to become copper sheets. And we'll just put that one there. Alright, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to build a merger. Oh, one of the other things I did was I went and upgraded the miner on our copper deposit from a Mark 1 to a Mark 2. So now we're getting the full flow through of 120 iron ore per minute, or copper per minute. And of course it's deciding to be finicky. There we go. Well. I'm sure I'll be getting more wire back. Okay. Okay. I can get rid of that guy. And that guy. Alright. So this is 15, 10, that's 25, 30, 50, 70, 90, and that's going to be 105. 120, great. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to use the steel screw alternate recipe, which is one of the ones I unlocked. And this is going to be set to 173.33 per minute. Because that's how much we need. Alright, so what we're gonna do is now alright, we'll just get rid of this guy. Oh wait, I misestimated how much copper I'd need. And let's just get rid of that. We'll position it over here. Yeah, my idea is that I'm going to try and do put some overflows in. And for right now, we'll set it up just so this dumps out. Alright, to a storage container, and at some point I want to go through and just completely rehab our little shopping mall. So this container will suffice for now. Alright. So I'm gonna connect up this with a Mark I belt, and we're going to select the motor. And here I'm just going to do that. Go. And this is going to be a copper rotor. We're going to downshift this to 10 because that's all we need. And let's see, where's my constructor here? Alright. Mark III belt. Whew. And then it's going to be 173.3333. There we go. Great. So that's 30. So that's, what is this? This is 10, so that's 20. 50, 80, 90. So yeah, Mark III belts into an awesome sink. Oh, this is coming up easier than I thought it would. Alright, we're just going to move everything this way. some sink back here. And we may put a second one in there just for overflow of rotors and motors. But that will be kind of after the fact. Alright. There we go. And at some point in the future, we may find something better to do with all this stuff. But for right now, we're just going to get rid of it. And let's see. Even though I don't have to, I'm going to just make this a Mark II conveyor belt, just so we can start clearing stuff. Wow, this is coming along a lot more easily than I was expecting it to, honestly. Okay, so we've got 10 rotors per minute. I'm going to make this, I mean, just so that it clears out quickly. So let's see, logistics, smart splitter. We'll just line it up like that. Smart. Overflow. Left is going to be rotor. There we go. It is more efficient just to use this output port. Yeah, I don't care how long. I mean, we've got rotors in storage already, so I don't really care how long it takes this to back up. But, so I'm fine with it, any excess being split. Yep. Alright. Here, we got stuff. That's a little stopgap. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to, I know this is starting to back up, so I'm going to yeah, we'll just leave it like that. Overflow down there. And this is Satisfactory, folks. There we go. Any excess will just get shifted out. How much of this actually cleared? Wow, that's a lot that cleared out. How much can we support here? Steel beams. How much excess do I have in my production versus what I need now? You know what? I could call this 2.5. I don't care about how long it takes because it's going to be a while before we're able to unlock stuff. There we go. I had some slack in the production for more beams, and yeah, this uses up most of them. Then the remaining 2.67 beams should just go right to storage. This is great. Alright, so let's see here. And the right output is going to be... Because I don't really care about that line being efficient, so it can just be overflow for right now. Now I realize my error. Okay, whatever. We'll fix this. We'll manage to fix this later. Because what I do want to do is I want to have encased beams, but we have concrete over there and steel beams over here, so we'll figure out something to route steel beams around. Seriously? Boy, this is proving more problematic than I was hoping. We just have to get a little creative with what we're doing. Actually, I take it back. There's an way easier way to do this. Alright, so the logic is we come down here, center output is going to be steel beams, and then anything else will go to overflow, and then nothing will go to the right. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, and put a smart splitter there. And we're just going to route that there. Ta-da! Alright, so now left output is going to be overflow, right output is going to be steel beams. And probably what we're going to do is we're just going to have it overflow eventually. I mean, this is not my preference to, like, have this, like, just kind of infinite loop of splitters. Oh, I did not want to use beams for the... I want to just make those Mark IIs, because they just don't need to be anything other than Mark IIs going in. I think we can just get away with a splitter. Oh, we ran out of rotors. Oh my. And we'll do this. that. Great. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop down this assembler here. And we're going to make encased industrial beams, which take steel beams and concrete. So we've got the concrete over there, and we've got the steel beam production coming in over here. That we're just going to slip on by. Alright, we're just going to pull this Mark II belt up. This is kind of violating my rule of like one power line per machine, but this works. And eventually this whole system will overflow, so that's great. And are we backing up? Oh yeah, we are actually backing up. If we can, I would like... I'm surprised this system isn't overflowing more quickly. Select recipe, we're going to convert that to steel pipe. So, converted one thing over to steel pipe. Alright, let's see if we can squeeze in another constructor, and it looks like we can. Sweet! Well, maybe not. I'm not sure. Alright, so let's see. Where is my conveyor splitter? Alright, so that's... So that's 90. That's 150. And that is... what is it? 210, 270. Okay, cool. So we're balanced. At least on the inputs. Alright, let's rebuild this. Alright, and the system is starting to work. Oh no. Oh no, something went terribly, terribly wrong. There we go. I disconnected something somewhere. Alright, so let's connect. Okay, that didn't do anything. And we just need to put the smart splitter here. And we're going to just put that steel pipe here. There we go. Right output is going to be overflow. You can see I use smart splitters a lot. And what we're going to do... I'm not going to be totally concerned about making that nice. There we go, we got some pipes coming down the line. I'm just going to change this all to Mark II belts because I think it needs it. So anything we don't need will get stored away here. And everything else is just gonna be nice and tight. good. This is emptying. It will eventually overflow, and it will be good. And it looks like... Wow, it looks like we're actually doing a good job producing motors. I generally like to avoid having screws in my setups now. I'm a convert to that, but this is working pretty well. Okay, keep on production is spiked, which is what we were expecting. How badly is our copper setup backing up, or is it? Okay, it's not terribly backing up. All in all, this looks like it's pretty balanced set. I mean, it's not laid out well, or not as well as I'd like, but functionally, it seems to be working just fine. And I'll tell you what, I'm gonna just do that. There we go. Give it some beams there just to keep it occupied. And I got some copper sitting in my inventory here that we're just gonna dump off into here, and we'll just leave it be. Eventually this whole line will back up, and we'll connect up the concrete over there, or yeah, the concrete production over there. But I think we're gonna leave that for another time. However, before we go, I want to run over back to base, and we can put Oil Tech up on the board so we can see what is gonna be next. Alright. Ooh, yeah, look at all the stuff we got unlocked. We got oil processing, industrial manufacturing, fluid transport, and gas mask, and then expanded power, so that's fuel generators, the jetpack, trains, and better pipes. And then that's tiers 7 and 8, which are the spicy stuff. So let's look at oil processing. So we need encased beams, we need motors, we need stuff that we don't have, but yeah, we can do. We have the encased beams. Ooh, we can make the circuit boards now. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be a lot of fun. That's a good use for excess copper sheets. But yeah, we're just gonna leave it there for next time. So if you like this video, please paw that like button and boot the subscribe button to stay tuned for more videos like this from me, Pup Copper. Aroo!